Hello and welcome to the More Cheese Less Whiskers podcast. My name is Dean Jackson, and today we're talking with Martin Planken all the way from the Netherlands. And this was a fun podcast. I first met Martin virtually when I was speaking at a conference in Amsterdam via Zoom, and we had a Q&A, and Martin was one of the people who got up and asked a question. And he's got a really neat model where he holds local photo contests in cities, getting the mayors involved and their photographic competitions. And so we had a great conversation in Amsterdam, and I said to him, this is a great idea that would be fun to talk about on a More Cheese Less Whiskers podcast. So we arranged it, and here we are. And I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Martin.
Yes, good day there.
There he is. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, hi Dean. Great talking to you.
Nice talking with you. Are you calling in from the Netherlands?
Calling in all the way across the pond from the Netherlands.
That's great.
You know, where your good friend Ilko de Boer is living.
That's exactly right. I just talked with Ilko yesterday.
Yeah, so, oh, good, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought, yes, good. I talked to his sister yesterday and today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we're gonna organize a great Super Happy Fun Day together.
Oh, I like what I'm hearing. That's good.
Yeah, that would be the first one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right.
Well,
right.
So here's the, so you and I met because you were at an Ilko event that I was speaking at via Zoom. So I had zoomed into the event, and we were doing some, we were having some conversations, and so you and I had a conversation on that. Why don't you talk about that, and then we can pick up from there, because I remember being, I remember thinking, okay, this would be a good thing for us to talk about on the podcast, and then here we are.
Here we are. Great. Yes, I'm looking forward. I'm excited to hatch some great evil schemes with you, my friend, over the next hour.
Me too. Me too.
Thank you. Yes. So let's pick up where we left off.
Okay.
So I jumped out of my seat when the whole audience of 400 people had a chance to ask you something. So I was very excited to do that, and I told you about my dream, which is organizing a national photo contest.
Yes.
Yes. So that dates all the way back to 2003. Then I realized when I took some of my international friends. I studied in England at a university in the UK. I showed them around my town, which is a very old historical town, which has, over 700 years rights as a city. And that is something special. But there are some old buildings there, beautiful cathedrals, etc. And I realized, hey, I know quite some stuff about my small little town I live in. Mm-hmm. So I was very curious how other people looked at this city, which is called IJsselstein. So that is why I started my first photo contest in 2003.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so tell me how that works out. Like, what are give me the whole master scheme here of the photo contest. Of what's the method behind the madness here?
Yeah, that's a great one. You know what I want to do? I want what I love is for myself, to explore, to see new things, to look at the world in a positive way. And by way of organizing a photo contest, I kind of, I like to invite people also to look, with different eyes to the existing environment, the place they live in or move to, or visit as a tourist. So, so by by organizing the photo contest, people of course can participate by sending in a picture. There's also a part that so there is a jury who decides which is the winner, and there is you can vote on the photos. So the picture with the most votes wins the public contest, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
and so over the last few years, I managed, to convince quite some cities around the Netherlands to organize it together with them. So they saw an opportunity there for their, city marketing, a program, and always the mayor of the city, he chaired the jury. So that's a good figurehead. And and then I keep convincing partners, companies, local companies, or even international companies to partner up for a fee, and in return they get.
So that's what I'm wondering is how
exactly.
Where is the commerce of this? Yeah, where is the how does it work out?
Yes.
So you get sponsors to get involved, to pay to be featured or part of this, or the sponsor of.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is there are there any other? How many different ways are you monetizing this, or is it a nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
Is it how are you setting it up? Is it for the benefit of something, or is it a business? What is it that you're looking at this as?
Well, I started as a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Then over the last few years, I did it. I took the profit. Mm-hmm. And when I go national again, I want to set it up as a non-profit again. So the ways how we make money is of course the partnerships, and also over the years we've collected a large number of emails, like 25,000 now we have
of people who are photographers.
Well, who have participated in the contest.
That's what I mean. That they've.
Yeah. Yes,
I mean, so much of enough of a photographer that they think that they may have a photo that is worthy of a contest, right? So, are they the people who've entered the contest or voted on the contest?
It's a smart question again. Both. So you have to look at it. Yeah. So let's say 100 people send in a picture.
Yes.
Then 10x votes. So 1,000 people will vote.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how the list is built up, and we also monetize the list by asking like a restaurant. We have a big list. We can send out a newsletter for you, and you can sell your tables. And for sometimes we say, okay, it's a fixed amount, or sometimes we say for each table you sell, we get a commission.
Mm-hmm. For each table, what do you mean by that? Each
each, like if two people like to come to dinner to that restaurant, and they book through. Yes.
Okay, so you're doing the actual booking, or they're tracking everything, what's coming from it.
Yes.
Okay. I got you. Yes. And how many opportunities like that do you do? Like directing, setting people up, or to directing people in that way.
Not much. Not much. I actually started last year with this.
Yeah,
with the email list and monetizing that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting. Tell me about what's the scope of this? How much money do you raise from sponsors? What do you see as the dream come true with this for you? What do you think it could be?
Okay. Well, when we look at just the town I live in, it's like 35,000 people live there. And we get, let's say, at least 3,000 euros for this city, one city.
Yep.
Yeah. So when I look at the national level, we have 350 cities in the Netherlands.
Are there? Yeah.
Yes, there are. And so if you multiply that, then you have a number.
Yes.
Yes. So that is. But if I reach like 25 or 50% of that number, it's also good. But I'm looking at organizing a contest in each of the 350 cities.
Right. And is it a national contest as well, or is it 350 individual local photo contests?
Yeah, it's built up in 3 levels. So we start with 350, local, 350 local heroes.
Yes.
If they win, then you go to like the states, the 12 provinces. And then you have the 12 state level winners, and then they go to the national contest. So those 12, one of them will be the national contest winner.
Okay, great. So that's something I learned something about the Netherlands today. I didn't know there were 12 provinces. That's great. Is that what you call them, provinces? Yeah.
Yes, sure. Yes.
Okay. And what is the population of these cities, like the range of the 350 cities? What's the minimum that you're calling a city kind of thing?
Well, that is kind of an historical context, has that, because the city I live in, is very old and ancient, 700 years or more.
Right.
It got the city rights. But it can also be a smaller place, which is also called a city. So it's not like a certain amount of inhabitants from where you call it a city.
Okay, no, that's why I wondered, because is it something that when you look at the individual sponsors kind of thing, are you getting national sponsors, like somebody who's sponsoring the whole thing, or are you getting individual sponsors for each city?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, both. So that has been the case. So we have not, of course, yet organized a national photo contest. Only a few local ones.
I got you. Okay.
But on the local level, we had a national or even an international bank, the Rabobank, and they always sponsor. So for a lot of companies, it is getting harder to reach their target audience because of all the social media and media and. So for a few companies, it's an interesting, approach to sponsor this photo contest and to reach their target audience.
Yeah, and that's an interesting, it's an interesting puzzle, because you could look at the pieces here. Like when I look at, overlaying the 8 profit activators here, I start to think of, what is the actual exchange here that people are getting? Is there any fee to enter the contest? Is there any prizes for winning the contest? Is there, any, or is it all pride and, people are, and you're just getting as many representations as you can? What are you doing with all the photos? Do you get sort of, are they, sharing rights to the photos with you if they enter the contest, or do you now have the rights to the photos if they enter? And are you creating a national, register or a catalog of user generated, photography for within the Netherlands? What are you doing with the all the photographs?
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question again. Yeah, you also mentioned it the last time we spoke. And so you gave me a great idea about monetizing the database of all the pictures that are sent in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what I wonder, because you may have the greatest. You may have a great collection of local, real photography, right? As opposed to So there's lots of uses for something like that.
Great. Yeah, it's a great idea, and I wrote it down. So I will, put it on the backlog to.
How many entries do you get? How many entries do you get?
Well, for a city with let's say 50,000 people, you have about 150 entries.
Yep.
Yeah. And then 10x the amount of votes.
Yes.
Yes. So we have a great database of all the pictures. Yes. So we can look into monetizing that, because when people send in a picture, they they move over the rights to us.
Oh, they do. Okay. Yeah.
They do. I'm also thinking about charging a small fee when they enter the competition. And I don't know if I just want to charge €1 or €2, or perhaps 5.
Well, I think it would certainly, it will change the whole dynamic of it.
It does.
Yeah, and limit certainly by probably tenfold the number of entries that you get. So you want to be careful, that what you really want is you want to get wide adoption of it. But I guess the question that one of my favorite questions of this, is a Dan Sullivan question from Strategic Coach. One of the questions he'll ask is, who do you want to be a hero to? And that's really the thing there, is who do you want to be a hero to in this setup, right? Who is it that that you're trying to benefit here? Who's going to be the biggest winner out of this?
Yes, and the answer to that, can be, of course, I love, when the people of the Netherlands, in this example, or perhaps the United States, that they, derive a lot of pleasure from either participating with sending in a picture, or voting, or just watching the pictures. But that is not really perhaps the way you like to ask this question.
Well, part of it is that, when I look at that is, who is going to, whenever somebody's exchanging money for something, right, there has to be a win in that for them, right? So they have to think that, what is it from even on its lowest level, the exposure in a good light of their brand to the people of the Netherlands at a certain CPM, or that's that's one element of it. That if you think about this bank, for instance, that the bank who sponsors, what they're looking for is the exposure and goodwill, right? That their name association is in a positive light with the local, brings them local roots in the Netherlands. If they're an international bank, for instance, they're getting involved locally, so people perceive them as a local bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Well, I have defined a few target markets, so to speak.
Okay. Tell me.
And funny enough, one is called real estate agents.
Okay.
You are very familiar with.
I am.
Yes. So over the last, the decade. No, not decade. Yes, decade. 10 years. I had a real estate agent, a few in different cities, who, were the main official sponsor. So it was called the Dean Jackson Photo Contest Amsterdam.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah? So the real estate agents, they gave their name to the contest in a few cities, and a fee was was paid for that. Because I strongly feel that real estate agents must, find a way to stay and become top of mind of their, potential customers.
Yes.
So high in the evoked set, as we call it in marketing terms. And another target market is the city marketing foundations of the cities in the Netherlands, because a lot of medium to large size cities have their official foundation who markets the city. Yes. And also the bank I have called that I've mentioned.
Yes.
And also photography related businesses.
Yes.
Like the big brands like Canon and Nikon and Samsung, etc. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, those all sound great. And is this open to professional photographers as well as amateurs, or is it open for everybody?
Yes, open for everybody.
Okay. And do some professional photographers ever enter?
Yes. Not. It is just a very small percentage, but professionals do enter. Yes, I have one. Yes.
Okay. And do you have different categories of the contest, like people, houses, sites, nature?
Not yet. No. Okay. Yes. Now, in the past, we did like a contest for children up to 18 years old, and and above 18. But I hesitate, to add elements like categories like nature,
right,
etc., because it feels too, maybe too complicated at this moment.
Well, there's a lot of, this is the thing, is this where I'm trying to get to the simplest sort of edges of this. If we look at, I've got it, the Netherlands, we've got 350 cities, and I'm curious about how many of those cities would be, more than more than 10,000 people? Would it be? Are there a lot of that? They're small towns, or is I'm not that familiar with the geography of how the Netherlands is spread. I know you've got 19 million people. Is that about right? Or so?
Yes, 17 plus. Yes.
Okay, so 17 million people. But is it pretty evenly spread out, or is it mostly in Amsterdam and Rotterdam and
Yes, that's correct. Amsterdam, Rotterdam, The Hague, like the West. The West is is more crowded. Yeah.
Yes.
But when we we talk about a city, then a city is roughly always above 10,000, perhaps even above 20,000.
Okay, great. So that's good. That's what I was.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking about then. So that's a great thing. So if you start to think like, okay, who could be the benefactor or the beneficiary of this? That somebody's going to, who could win on a local basis. If you take the real estate agents as an example, that there are, that could be, certainly they've got access to people, to promote the contest. They want to be known and associated with their city. So I think that's a good win for that. Is there a big national real estate company that would have offices in all of the cities, or?
Yep, I'm not aware. I haven't investigated that.
Okay, just wondering. Yeah, if there's a specific, if there's a big national real estate company that might be, because where you if you can make it be easier to have sort of bigger sponsors, bigger things rather than trying to deal with the complexity of raising 300 different sponsors,
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, because that sounds like a lot.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of work on a local level.
Yeah. Right.
Sure. So that is very true.
Yeah. But the good news is, that there's the real estate agents typically will have a, high client value, right? How does it work in the Netherlands if somebody's selling their house? Do you know how much the real estate agents charge?
Yeah, it's between around 7% or so.
Okay, yeah. So that's very similar to
yes.
Yeah, very similar to the U.S., where 6 or 7% of the sale price is the norm. So yeah, there's a lot of when you look at it there's a lot of money for the realtors, right? So they're very interested in being known locally as the go-to real estate agent, right? So that's a smart thing. But I'm curious now. But there's always the it seems a little bit of a roundabout way to have the realtor be the beneficiary of it, whereas opposed to something as pure as a camera company or something related to photography where there's a pure connection,
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, okay. So the thing about, I think I mentioned to you that what would be very valuable is if you could have a list of the Netherlands' greatest amateur photographers, right? Photography buffs, right? People who are who love to take photographs. That would be a great list to have.
Yes.
And it's similar to years ago, Nike, when they, came into Toronto, they were opening up the retail stores. This is in the 90s when Nike started getting into retail stores. That they created this organization called Run TO. And TO is like the short form for Toronto. So it was Run TO, and they were sponsoring these 5K races. And they would organize, when you join Run TO, they would organize training sessions, and people would gather at the Nike store as a meetup point and run, do training runs and all this kind of stuff. They were basically organizing the runners of Toronto. And it was a very smart move because now they've got a list of all of their best prospects, right? Which are people who like to run, and those are the ones who are going to. Avid runners will wear more shoes than people who are not runners, right? Because avid runners will change their shoes every few months, So when I think about this same thing, if you were creating this opportunity for avid photographers to enter their work and to showcase their work and potentially win a prize, or the prizes that they can win.
Yes. Yes, sure. There are prizes they can win. Yes. They're all sponsored by. Yes.
Okay. So you're getting people who are avid photographers who like photography. They're good enough that they think that this photo that they've created may be worthy of a prize, right? So they're entering into it. Now that list, that would be a otherwise invisible prospect.
Yes.
Meaning, until and unless you did something to identify them, most of these people would not be, you wouldn't be able to pick out the avid photographers of the bunch, right? So now you've got this list of avid photographers that is maybe the most accurate list of photographers in the Netherlands, if you do it right at the end of the day. And just by the way it is, you may have it already, right? Do you make a distinction between the people who enter the contest and the people who vote?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know who the photographers are.
Yes, and who the photos are.
Yeah. So I think that's part of that's part of perhaps the opportunity, is to build this list of photographers and then what do you do with that over the course of the year? Right now, do you then, you've got the opportunity to create a, ongoing community of these photographers, which you can continually charge sponsors access to, or be an affiliate for certain things, or a promotional partner, or you become a influencer that way to the photography community.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody else in the Netherlands doing that kind of thing, or?
Yes, there is an annual exhibition around the theme of photography, and a lot of companies set up shop there, and and all the photography lovers go to that. That event.
Yeah.
Yes. But they do not organize photo contests.
Right. And maybe that's a nice opportunity for you to be there. I just feel like the great opportunity is in that list,
Yes.
In that exposure. If you start to think about that, what would somebody who is a photographer, what kinds of things would they be spending money on over the course of the next 12 months, 24 months, right? What are they ongoing spending money on? A lot of them will buy cameras or lenses or instruction or classes, or, they're not certainly, or getting, canvases or prints of their photos, all this opportunity to showcase their work, frames, and or selling them online, or the stock photography catalog that you have, that you've created there. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of opportunity in that list to monetize that.
Sure.
If you were to do like a monthly or weekly email. How often do you communicate with the list of photographers that you have right now?
Only during a contest. So the contest is like 3 months a year. So I just send out, hey, the contest is open. It's coming, and then a few mailings. And then the last mailing is who has won.
Yes.
But but not. I have not. Well, I had one. I had a company who sells electronics and cameras. So But in the future, I want to. I have compiled a list of maybe 100 companies in the Netherlands who are all, selling products and services related to photography.
Yes.
Yeah. So I compiled that list over the years, and also by visiting events around photography. So you are very hot on your ideas.
Mm-hmm. Like, it just seems like that would be a really great opportunity. Just because it's completely, in alignment. It just seems congruent that you're gathering people, and that could be, that maybe that's the thing, is that it's just like the, that the newsletter portion, you could just start, sending tips for photographers, like educate photographers, or are there people who are doing online courses or classes for photographers? That might be that gives you, I think you could then raise, more money from sponsors if you had a media property attached to it, right? That you were producing a monthly photography journal or newsletter where you feature some local photographers, but within it there are some educational things and sponsor opportunities,
Yes, sure. Yeah. That is very interesting. Yes.
Yeah. Like if you just kind of take the category and you start to think about how could you start a podcast, a photography podcast? Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All that.
It's a great idea. Yeah, great idea.
That's kind of the thinking, right? That I look at it and try to think, okay, what's the category here? Like, what could we plan to dominate? Like if you were thinking that we're going to be the biggest collection of, photographers in the Netherlands and be the biggest vehicle for them, that you become the voice, the place that anybody who wants to reach photographers would reach out to, right? You become kind of an organizer of the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very interesting approach.
Yeah, I mean that's one. What? Tell me what you were, where your mind was going. Is that completely different than what you were thinking, or what were you hoping that we could kind of explore?
Well, I have, I've had ideas about, offering like classes, photography classes for people. Perhaps to get up and running, to get to be a better photographer before they enter a competition. Yes.
Right. Of course.
So I've thought. Yes. So that's. But your monthly and weekly newsletter, or monthly or weekly, that is also very interesting.
Yeah, because now that seems like it would give you that momentum, right? Like now you've got an ongoing vehicle, an ongoing now community or reason to reach out to people,
Yes.
And if you're collecting, if you've got their physical addresses as well, that now you've got the mailing list as well,
I have that, yes.
Yeah. So I think that, you may have that this could be that vehicle to gather it. And it seems like it's an enduring interest for you because you started 17 years ago. So it's kept your interest for this long,
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's pretty, when you start to think now, how could you expand that out, That I think on that foundation that your real outcome is to gather all the photographers,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes, and not only the photographers, but also all the people who vote. Yeah, in a specific city. Those are also very interesting, but not as targeted as somebody who actually took a photo and participates.
Right. Yeah, because you start to think like, what is the end result? What's the product here? When you start to think about, because there's a lot of activity and stuff, but ultimately there has to be a baseline winner in this, right? Something has to have value that somebody's willing to exchange money for,
Yes.
That's why when you look at things like, all the popular TV shows are all free for people to watch because they gather the audience of people, and then the advertisers can reach that audience, So you're building the audience, and the audience is the product.
Yes.
Right. And then you become then you become the sort of shepherd of that audience.
Yes. Yes, partners find my reach very interesting. Meaning the big mailing list.
Yeah.
The collaborations with local and regional newspapers.
Yes.
And the media partnerships. Which so they're sure they will be in a newspaper, every year with a picture of them and a great story.
Yeah.
And yes. So the reach is very interesting. I can get more specific, as you say. Make a category. List of photographers, and also the physical mailing. A physical mailing could be also very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. That's certainly it. That way, if you know that somebody is a photographer, that is, a really interesting thing. When somebody's entering their photo, as part of the entry, do you have them list the equipment and lenses that they use to capture it?
No.
Like, that would be an interesting database to have as well. If they say, which, this was captured with a Canon, whatever the name of the Canon, and a, Zeiss lens with the, 250 milliliter lens or whatever. But, it's an interesting thing that people are giving the technical specifications of the entry along with it, but it's also a data point for you that these are all the photographers that use Canon cameras. That becomes ultimate. That becomes the ultimate narrow focus for you as well, right? In your database of local photographers.
Yes, great one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you see it in a lot of competitions. You see it is mentioned with which camera and which lens the picture has been made.
Yeah.
So
because everybody's really curious about that. They're like, "How did he do that?" And then they go, "Well, I've got that camera," or they're like, "Oh man, I need that camera because I can't get that with my camera." No wonder they take such great photos. They've got this super duper lens. See, honey, I need this lens. This is the Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's really
Right.
the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's an interesting thing, that you almost like there's it's funny if you can keep that, even the contest going, if there was another, reason where people could enter or submit photos even when it's not the contest.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That could be a really interesting thing as well, like that's these kind of, you could create these user-generated content sites that are, that people can submit to all through the year. So now you could have themes or, individual contests like fall, in the fall, what does this, or spring or summer in the Netherlands, or, you're starting to that way shape the stock photography catalog. You're starting to, by category, you're starting to track more entries,
Yes.
And all the different categories become just another flavor of how to get people to, how to get photographers to raise their hand, to identify themselves.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I got this idea in the past from somebody who said, if you can, organize something year round.
Yeah.
Like you say, in the spring, summer, fall, winter, or then it's a great way when you say this.
Yeah. And that way, because that's really the ultimate thing, is if you can build that list, and that way you've got the marketplace of photographers, but there's also an opportunity for them to, sell their photos, like to, that could be too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really the takeaway that I'm getting from this is the, if you take the opportunity that you want to be the market maker that connects photographers with people who have things for photographers.
Yeah.
That's really what this comes down to,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And do that at a bigger scale than anybody in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So on the one hand, you have indeed the photographers.
Yep.
So thank you very much for all your great ideas. And on the other hand, you have the voters.
And the voters are, this is where it's kind of like the voters are, you're just building a regular list kind of thing, right? Of those, that's, those people are, local residents kind of thing, I guess, if you were to segment those out, but there's not the same sort of affinity or whatever as the people who are the photographers. And then you've got all of the companies that would love to, be in front of the photographers.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, then you've also got companies that just would love to be on the front facing the exposure to all of the people who vote the 10 times,
Yes.
because that's the bigger list. You've got a general media list there.
Yes.
For the sponsors. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's, that's kind of a direction. What's your takeaway from that? What do you think the thing that sounds like how did you hear that, or what's clicking for you?
Yeah, what's clicking for me is your focus on the photographers and the services and products you can create around them, or start collaborations with other, photography related companies. So this is very interesting. To really dive into this group of photographers. Yeah,
it's pretty. It feels like, I was recognized it as a winning strategy when Nike was doing it in the 90s. I thought that's kind of brilliant, because now you're building a list of recreational runners, and that became, who better than to than recreational runners as your target audience. So when you start thinking about that, who better than people who are, into photography enough that they would enter a contest? That's a pretty enthusiastic photographer. Yeah,
for sure. I'm going to implement a few of your ideas. Well, all of your ideas, but a few are very new. So it's a great conversation, Dean. Thank you. Very interesting points.
I really enjoyed it. We'll have to, keep me posted. When's the next round of the contest?
Starting in September.
Okay. Well, that's great. So you'll have to keep me posted. I'd love to hear and see what you end up doing.
Yeah, I love to do that. Yes, I will keep you posted. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Martin. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there we have it. Another great episode. Thanks for listening in. If you want to continue the conversation, we'll go deeper in how the 8 Profit Activators can apply to your business. 2 things you can do. Right now, you can go to morecheeselesswhiskers.com and you can download a copy of the More Cheese Less Whiskers book, and you can listen to the back episodes, of course, if you're just listening here on iTunes. Secondly, the thing that we talk about in applying all of the 8 profit activators are part of the breakthrough DNA process. And you can download a book and a scorecard and watch a video all about the 8 profit activators at breakthroughdna.com. And that's a great place to start the journey in applying this scientific approach to growing your business. That's really the way we think about Breakthrough DNA, as an operating system that you can overlay on your existing business and immediately look for insights there. So that's it for this week. Have a great week, and we will be back next time with another episode of More Cheese, Less Whiskers.